Hey y'all, it's my last YouTube of 2023 like promised. Why my last YouTube, you ask? Because today is day 265 of a 365 day calendar year. And which leaves us 100 days to recollect, revisit, regroup, reconstruct, recertify, redirect some things about ourselves. See, a good friend of mine, may the Lord rest their soul in peace, used to say, if you wait on January 1 to get ready for the new year, you late. And I used to follow it by saying, Alice in Wonderland late. You're late, you're late, you're late. You're late for an important date. No time to waste, we must be haste. You're late, you're late, you're late. So what I'm doing right now is extending the time in my year. 365 days ain't enough for me. So because I'm already in 2024, I'm going to have a 465 day calendar year. You know, that's power. You can do that, right? You know you can. So I'm just going to take some time to get ahead of the curve. I'm not going to wait on January 1 to start getting ready. I'm already in 24 today. I hope y'all come with me. But anyway, I want to start by reading some definitions. Some of these definitions I don't need to look up. I'm going to give you all some biblical meanings of some words. First word being judge. We know what a judge means by law. Someone who executes and directs the law. But biblically, the word judge means to examine. It doesn't mean to criticize. It means to examine. And a lot of us say, judge not, lest ye be judged. And we stop there. As if God said, don't judge nobody because you don't want to be judged. God didn't stop there. In Matthew 7, it says, judge not that ye be not judged. That's where a lot of us stop. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pour out that mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Now, a lot of you all have no idea what a beam is or a mote is, so I'll tell you. Jesus used to speak in parables because he needed for your physical to understand the spiritual. See, we're physical beings. We're spirits with a body. Not bodies with a spirit, but we're spirits with a body. And Jesus was trying to explain to us the spiritual. So he used to have to speak in parables so we can understand the spiritual in physical terms. So, beam. When a person working in construction while trying to build something, two people may be working on a log. They're sewing the log together because these two people are trying to build something together. And while this person is sewing the log, wood chips are getting in their eye. That's a beam. Wood chips, like splinters in your eye, actual physical pieces of wood, big old wood is getting in this person's eye because they're trying to build something together. This other person working on the exact same log and on the exact same foundation and on the exact same project is sewing. And this person is getting sawdust all over them. and in their eyes. So the person with the wood chips, the beam in their eye, looks up enough to see that the other person's face is dirty. And that person says, go clean your face. Your face is dirty. You got stardust all over you. You see where we're going with this? See, the word examine, the word judge means to examine. God never said that you couldn't judge. You couldn't examine your brother. He gave specific instruction. He said, clean your face so you can see clearly. And then go examine your brother's face. See, now that you can see clearly, you can say, I got everything out my eye. You got something in your eye. Did you hear the example I just used? You have two people working on a project together. And while they're working on it together, one person is working on a log. And wood chips are going into that person's eye. While the other person is working on the exact same log to build something, sawdust is going into that person's face. And that person who has wood chips in their eye wants to say to the other person, clean your face. You got stuff all over your face. I'm going to go over some more words with you. I'm going to go over the word offend. What does offend mean? The word offend means to cause to feel upset, annoyed, or resentful. When you go farther into the word offend, it means to hurt someone's feeling, to deeply hurt someone. And most times, when a person is offended, let's go offended. How does offended make you feel? Resentful, annoyed, typically as a result of a perceived insult. So the word offend means to hurt someone's feeling, to hurt someone deeply. How do we know when we have said something or done something to offend someone? Yeah, offend. Cause to feel upset, annoyed, or resentful. Most times we don't know that we have done something to offend someone, or they're offended, meaning resentful, annoyed, typically as a result or of a perceived insult, until that person feels the need to what? Defend themselves. And what does the word defend mean? The word defend means to resist an attack made on someone or something, protect from harm or danger. So most of us don't know that we have done something to offend someone, or that someone is offended, until that person starts to defend and become defensive toward you. And that's what usually indicates I've done something to offend you. Because now you're defending a whole lot of things. And that's not what I meant to do. I just meant to tell you, you had something in your face. I didn't mean to offend you. I just meant to, I really care about you. And I want you to clean your face up. But I never considered how hypocritical I must look with all this stuff on my face. Some of the similar words under the word defend are protect, guard, safeguard, keep from harm, justify, vindicate, argue, speak for. Hey, let's look at justify. What does justify mean? Justify means to show or prove to be right or reasonable. I want to see what argue or speak for means. To vindicate. Speak on the behalf of. In the interest of a person, group, or principle. These are all here in definitions. It says once you offend someone, make them feel resentful or annoyed because they perceived you to have insulted them, they usually defend by speaking on the behalf of, justifying or vindicating, protecting themselves from someone or something. And we usually know that we are offending someone or someone is being offensive when they become defensive. And what do we usually say? Oh, that ain't my problem. But what did God say? Only in Matthew 7. And God said, thou hypocrite, you have all this in your eye. You can't really see clearly, but you're trying to tell someone that they need to clean their face up. Now, God said that you are a hypocrite and hypocritical. Let's look up the word hypocrite. A hypocrite, a person who claims or pretends to have certain beliefs about what is right, but who behaves in a way that disagrees with those beliefs. Who behaves in a way that disgraces those beliefs. That's what God said a hypocrite is. So, remember in the beginning of this video, I said the word judge does not mean to criticize. It means to examine. God never said, don't examine your brother. God just said, when you examine your brother, be prepared to be examined back. And then tell me about my mote. Go clean your face and make sure you can see. See, when you go to the bathroom to clean your face, wood chips are going to fall in the sink for you. Then you can see clearly. You'll be able to see, God, dog, I had a lot of stuff on my face. I didn't even know I had all that on my face. Now that I'm looking at my counterpart, we've been working on the same log. I had big old pieces of wood falling out of my eyes. They just got a little stardust. I will say this. We do have a mote in our eyes. We do. Us, women. You've been following me for a while. You know where I'm going with this. We do. We're bigger than we ever been in our entire life. We're more aggressive than we ever been. See, somebody called us aggressive at one point, and instead of going somewhere and healing and saying, yes, I'm aggressive because I'm angry, we went somewhere and learned how to be passive aggressive. We're more sexual, more opinionated, and all of these good things than we have ever been in our life. We do got a mote in our eyes. We do. However, I won't say but, because but completely contradicts everything you just said before that. So I won't contradict any of that. There's definitely a mote in our eyes. But you, the leader, the provider, the protector, the leader, we know that you want to tell us about the mote in our eyes out of love. However, how can I perceive it as love? How can I perceive the message that you are trying to tell me, to help me, as actual help, resourceful and reliable, when you yourself won't even use it? You won't even use it. See, we're working on the same thing together. We're working on it. You chopping logs, I'm chopping logs. I'm getting dust in my eye from doing this project. You're getting wood chips, a beam in your eye from doing this project. You stopped the project to tell me, go wash your face. You got all this stuff all over your face, blah, blah, blah. You can't work like that. You can't do this. You can't do that. You. How can I perceive what you're telling me as love? I mean, you ain't even loved you enough. What happens is, you told me to wash my face. God said, so you can see clearly. I went and washed my face. And what I can see clearly is you have not. And you wonder why I'm offended and I'm defensive and I can't hear you and I don't take your kind words as kindness anymore. I feel like you're a hypocrite. You're being hypocritical. So you want to tell me something. I don't even know if you learned anything. You want to help me see. Now that I can see clearly, one of the first things I see is you. We're working on the same project. I never doubted that you loved me. But because I went and washed my face when you told me to, and I come back to the same project, I'm not so sure about you. And I'm not so sure that you told me out of love. And that you told me out of genuine concern and care. I'm not even so sure I can trust you. Sitting over there with a beam in your eye. We're working on a log. You have the whole log in your eye. I had some debris from the log in my eye. You stopped me, interrupted me to judge and examine me as not worthy enough to continue working without washing my face. Now that I went and washed my face and come back, you're sitting there continuing to work with a beam in your eye. God said, don't do that. Hypocrite. And you wonder why we're defensive and offended. We're working together. You told me to clean up. You're not even clean. Anyway, Happy New Year.